I got a phone call from someone who purchased a home about 6 weeks ago, and they moved in, and after about a month, they got really, really sick. And so the home inspector who did the work for them initially went out and collected indoor air quality samples. And what came back was about 7,000 spores per cubic meter of Stachybotrys and about 20,000 spores per cubic meter of aspergillus penicillium. And these are really, really big numbers. There are times when you should collect samples, especially A, if you don't see it, and B, if people are having symptoms, but you don't know where it is. Stachybotrys is the one that everybody talks about as being the black mold, and it really does affect your brain functions. It affects several parts of your body. This is probably one of the more studied molds that we have. It only grows on wood-based materials. It doesn't grow on steel, plastic, glass. It doesn't grow on any of that because it requires a really high amount of water. It needs near saturated conditions, and you can only get that on a wood surface. So you normally find Stachybotrys in mulch around the house. I mean, it's wood. It's made to be moist. The reason I'm bringing this up is that if you do collect indoor air samples and you see 1, 2, 3 spores of Stachy, don't get too excited about it, because all you have to do is open a window. It is airborne. And if you're doing an inspection and you see a mold, what Stachy looks like is you take a sheet of white paper and you take pepper and you on the paper, and it's individual black little dots. That's what Stachy looks like. And when you see that, A, you know that it's been near saturated conditions for an extended period of time, because it takes a while for it to germinate. The technical approach of removing mold does not change based on the kind of mold it is. I'm not a proponent of collecting samples prior to remediation because it doesn't matter what it is. You take it out the same way. So I thought I'd talk to you for a minute about Stachybotrys because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about it. All right, Bob Bennett, Farsight Management. It's better to use Farsight than hindsight.